that was something that was really clearly explained to me when I signed the informed consent, that really we're not supposed to talk about our participation in the clinical trial outside of our immediate family. It is very difficult to do that, given how broad our support base is and how many people are involved and invested in you know, the work that we do as a foundation, and also us as a family in our community. But it's important that we're not all out there talking about it from a number of different kind of perspectives. I mean, the biggest one is that potentially we could impact in a negative way the outcomes of the trial. If everybody is talking and comparing notes, and if the analysts who are looking at the share price of these biotechs are watching families and, you know, making conclusions about whether the drugs worked or not. You know, there are a whole range of different reasons why it makes sense that we're not public about it. We were not allowed to speak at all. I did speak to some families. We were the second family in Australia who were treated. So I spoke to the first family, and I spoke to some international families who I know who'd participated in earlier phases of the trial, all completely informally. But it's incredibly isolating, you know, to have had that experience. Actually, it was physically isolating because the other thing I didn't mention, we were still conscious of antibodies, and we didn't want to re-expose Jude to the virus and potentially increase his level of antibody after Isla was treated. So we kept them apart for, I think it was 2 months. So after she'd been treated, I stayed with her, and they didn't see each other for 2 months. I saw him a couple of times very carefully. So it was physically isolating, but it was also emotionally isolating to have gone through something like that and not really being able to talk about it. Yeah, it was tricky. We would Skype, and it got harder. So when we were, the trial was interstate, so we travelled interstate for the treatment, and we were there. It was over the Christmas New Year period, and I did that alone because I couldn't get anybody to come with me because it was Christmas and everybody had, you know, family plans, whatever. My sister came and joined me after Christmas, and so she spent the last couple of weeks where we were there helping, and, you know, it was great to have her support. But up until then, I'd been alone with Isla, and that was really tough because, you know, she was wiped out for the first few days after treatment, and it was Christmas, and I couldn't even leave the house to get a coffee. You know, it was crazy.